My favorite sports are skateboarding and surfing.
Basketball.
Fencing, it's basically sword fighting.
Soccer.
Dance and gymnastics. Sometimes I climb trees.
Jumping on the trampoline.
And I was going really fast. I don't think it's dangerous unless you are afraid.
I'm afraid that I will get seriously hurt.
I've rode my bicycle without a helmet.
If you want to win and you really have to be physical. And I had to climb through it, but I tripped over it.
Welts on my body or bruises.
It was shattered up into tiny pieces.
Hearing ambulance outside, and then my mom rushed me to the ER.
That day was the day before a birthday party. As we were pulling closer to the home, a fire truck pulled into our driveway. At that point, I was panicking. None of the various possibilities that were running through my mind were anything close to what we found.
We were just, I would say, 5 minutes from our house, just going out on an evening drive, and somebody that hit Skylar's side of the car and spun us around and put us in someone's front yard.
Carson Neal Davis was born January 28th, 2013, and she was a healthy little baby, full head of hair. She was the only baby who looked like me.
Our nanny was holding Tazi in her arms, and Tazi was covered with blood, and she was unconscious.
And when I pulled her out of the car, she wasn't breathing and didn't have a heartbeat. And I didn't realize that at the time. I just realized I couldn't wake her up. She was going to die. Or she was already dead.
We got her 4-month vaccines. She threw up everything that Thursday night. She wouldn't hold anything down.
We were driving by all the other hospitals, and he told me we were going directly to Children's Hospital.
We decided that we were just going to drive ourselves to Rady's Children's Hospital. And the emergency room was so crowded.
A lot of children coming in with broken bones and fevers and peas stuck in their ear.
It's red and dairy.
And it's not just an in and out. They really care. And the fact that they're able to prioritize their cases.
Almost every day we see a critically ill child.
While we were trauma to Sharp Memorial, she was at Rady Children's. And they said she did have a severe traumatic brain injury and that they could keep her alive through the night. And that was all that they would tell us.
I didn't know if by the time we got there she was going to even be alive.
She checked her and she said, "Oh my gosh, we have to get her to the emergency room." And her eyesight was completely gone by then.
If she can get in through those emergency doors, she'll be taken care of. Things are going to get better. She just has to get through those doors.
Whisk her back into one of our rooms and start resuscitating this child, vigorously bringing this child literally back to life.
She is alive. She's on life support. We put her in a medically induced coma.
The nurse said, "Oh my gosh, we need to get her to a CT scan." And just to see her little body, and the big old machine.
If they hadn't been able to jump immediately into her care, there's no doubt in my mind that she would have died.
There's nothing more gratifying than going back to the floor 2 or 3 days later after you've seen a kid who was critically ill, who may have died, and seeing that child sit up in a bed, smiling, playing with crayons or with toys.
We're in the Rady Children's Hospital 2-bed resuscitation and trauma room where we bring our most critically ill and injured children. And there are times when we really have a surge of more critical patients than we have these specialized rooms to take care of.
And the emergency department was originally built to handle about 25,000 children a year.
We've grown to where we're seeing over 70,000 children visits a year.
The charge nurse and the doctor and the secretary and all the nurses work together to sort of make sure that every child's taken care of, but sometimes our resources are really stretched.
So they are critically in need of our resources to help them expand, have better equipment, make sure they have the proper staffing in place. When your child comes through those doors, you want to know that the right person is there and that they're going to make sure they can find out what's wrong as fast as possible.
We found a huge mass on your daughter's brain. We also found that the tumor had been cancerous and it had spread down to her spine.
It took clearly very astute clinicians to make that diagnosis and to intervene very quickly.
When they have the best tools and equipment, they save lives. And there's nothing better than that, nothing more of a masterpiece.
The fact that she went to Rady Children's Hospital is probably the best thing that could have ever happened to her, because it's the only level 1 trauma center in San Diego that's dedicated to kids. And I wouldn't want her going anywhere else. I would say that saved her life.
Even though my story technically isn't a success story, I mean, they left a really good lasting impression on me and my family for our daughter. And so I just want to give back.
The thing that redefines a mission is what you fight for. And I promise you that every day we come here, we fight very hard to provide the very, very best care that every child who walks through our doors should get, because they deserve it.
Together we must be prepared.
Together we must be prepared.
Together.
We must be prepared.
Together we must be prepared.
Together,
We must be prepared.
Together we must be prepared.
Together, we have to be prepared.